Perfect. Okay, recording. Hey guys, okay, Nina, thank you very much. So please, now we're recording. This is your turn.
Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to our orientation panel with some amazing students that we have at Camosun. Thank you all for joining. And as everybody's still coming in, we're just gonna get started on some of the great questions that we have for our students. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Antonio will be there to kind of answer them. We'll tell them for us to answer by our students. So let us know as we go. All right, so first we have Pilar. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Pilar. I'm from Colombia, and I'm taking the postdegree diploma in marketing.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pilar. It's so nice to have you this morning. All right, and I think next we have is Greta.
Hi, my name is Ashwini. I'm from India. I'm taking the course of post-degree diploma in HR and leadership.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, we'll keep it going.
Hi, I'm Greta. I'm from Brazil, and I'm taking the Early Learning and Care program.
Ooh, good one. Thank you so much. Wonderful. And do we have anybody next?
Hello, so I'm Harsh and I'm from India, and I've taken a post-degree diploma in human resource and leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. Great. All right. So I guess we'll follow up with the second question. And again, as you're coming into our webinar and our panel, if you have any questions, please just put it in the chat. All right, keep going. Keep going. All right. Do you have any questions? No. Okay. So the second question I will start with maybe with Pilar. What has your experience at Camosun been like? Can you kind of tell us an overall feeling that you've had?
So yeah, my experience at Camosun College has been amazing. I think that the academic level is so good. I have learned a lot. Also, the college has many resources that definitely have helped me to succeed on my first term so far. And I feel very happy with the decision I made by choosing this college.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for that. Ashwini, do you want to go next or?
Yeah. So my journey till Camosun College has been amazing. So the best thing I like about Camosun College is the instructor. They are super helpful, and whenever you need any help, they are always there to help you out. Plus, as said by Pilar, there are several other resources you could use. The diverse culture and the base of it is very, diversified. So I really like that stuff. You would find people from everywhere, and it's a kind of a community in Camosun College. So that is the thing I like most about Camosun.
I like that. I think you're absolutely right about that. The community feeling, you feel like you have friends and you're amongst friends and you get to make friends, I hope, easily. And Greta, what do you think?
I had a fantastic, I think, experience because everything started since the beginning. When I arrived here and I was in quarantine, I had the leader of my program coming and visiting me with a basket of muffins, and I was feeling like part of a family. And yeah, the instructors, they are really helpful, and I just feel part of a community. Like when I received the first bag, like with local traditional foods, for me it was so amazing because I could feel like that I was really here, because I start my studies in Brazil, so I had the feeling of like, okay, I'm studying, but I'm not there yet. Yeah, and when I arrived here, it was amazing.
Oh, that's so nice. I absolutely agree. And I think sometimes, the gift of food is so welcoming, and I think it's warm, especially from the culture that comes from food. It feels very homey and accepting. So, I love that. That's a really great experience. All right. And last but not least, Harsh, do you have something to add to that?
Yes, of course, Camosun has been, as she said, the Camosun has shown the best of their support towards students, like the care package and everything. Even for me, I didn't have the laptop for the starting, and they provided me with a laptop and hotspot, which helped me with my semester. So yeah, the support which Camosun provides is something to a next level. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, that's such a great experience. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. And I like how we had the food, the comfort, the school support. It seems really great. I really enjoy that. Thank you so much for sharing your experience on
Thank you.
that. All right. So I just have one more question before we get to some of our students' questions. But can you tell me a little bit about your experience in Victoria? Because, you know, people think Victoria, smaller city, not much to do, not that maybe it's not as big as Vancouver, for example, our neighbor. But can you guys speak to that a little bit? It's actually like, what has your experience been like here? So do you want to start, Pilar?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think that Victoria is amazing. It's an amazing city. It's quiet, it's small, the weather is so good, and for me that's very important. There are many parks, beaches, bike roads. I really enjoy biking. And there are many restaurants from different countries to visit. So I think it's amazing. It has everything you need.
It's awesome. Do you have a favorite restaurant?
Yeah,
what would you recommend?
There is an Italian restaurant in downtown. I don't
Is
remember.
It El Terrazzo? El Terrazzo?
No, I don't remember the name, but it's really good.
Okay. There's El Terrazzo and there's Pagliacci's that I love, but it's not Italian, but they have Italian food. I agree. Great restaurants in Victoria.
Yeah.
And thank you for pointing out the bike lanes because there is so many, right? So you don't even actually, I feel in Victoria, you don't need a car, right?
Mhm.
You can just have a bike and you can get from point A to point B, even campus. You could ride your bike to campus, I think. It was really great. So I definitely thank you for pointing that out. It's a very good one to kind of for our students to know about the transport and that, you know, if you have a bike, you can get access to wherever you want to go really easily. Thank you so much. That's really great.
Okay.
All right, well, moving on.
So if I talk about my experience in Victoria, it has been very, very amazing. So it's a beautiful city, first of all. It has got all cherry blossoms in the spring. So that is kind of, you know, attention seeker of the city. But apart from that, yes, it is safe. Everything is available at ease. So you won't have to travel a lot of distance to avail for a little or basic commodities that you need for a day-to-day life purpose. And apart, people are very helpful here, and you would find so much peace and so much beauty here. Like it's like a pictures. So basically that is like that. If you're a fitness enthusiast, you would find several trails to hike on. So there is one that is my favorite at Mount Douglas. So I really like that. I hiked before my final exam. So it is a really adventurous city. So it's not like it's a small city, but it's full of adventure and surprises.
That is an excellent point. I love how we have a combination here. We have the city, you know, you go restaurants, you can go out, but yes, we have so much nature in Victoria, right? We're surrounded by beautiful, like you said, cherry blossom trees, hikes you can go on. I think that's an excellent way to de-stress before an exam is to go on a hike. And our lovely campuses also have, you know, trails you can walk by along while you're on your break. So that's excellent. I really like that you connected with that nature aspect of Victoria because we do have it. And you're right, it kind of is picturesque. You know, when you look at the photos of the cherry blossom trees and like the mountains and the trees, you're like, wow, it actually is a very beautiful city. But it's both a city and nature. So that's very nice to kind of have both of your two perspectives. I love it. Let's continue it. All right, Greta, what do you think? What are you going to add to the mix?
Yeah, I think combination is a perfect word to define and talk about Victoria. Because here, like for me, the nature, that is really important. I love to be connected with nature. And here, we don't need to go so far to find nature. We just need to open our window or, just go for a walk and we're going to be surrounded of beautiful nature. And also finding a job, because it's something that I remember that I was like worried in the beginning because I was like, okay, it's a small city. It's not going to be so easy. But no way, it's so easy. It's, if you want to work, if your visa allows you to work, great. So you're gonna find a job. And yeah, and like transportation, you don't need a car. The public transport, like the bus, it's really good. They are always in time. And yeah, all
And
the
as a
time that I
student,
post.
you get a bus pass, right? So that's
Yeah,
part of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we get this bus pass, which is amazing because we can go like anywhere. And even Saturday or Sunday, if you want to go to a park or just, visit some places, you can go, you can use your bus pass. And yeah, all the time that I post some pictures from here, my family or my friends, they say like, are you living in a fairy tale? Because this place is so beautiful. And yeah.
It is a little enchanting, isn't it? Actually, yeah, it definitely is. I like that you spoke to on the piece of finding a job. So can you tell me a little bit, like, do you mind sharing where you found a job or how the process was for you? You said it was pretty easy. So can you tell us a little bit about the process? Like, what did you do?
Oh yeah, for sure. So the first one that I found, I was in quarantine for 14 days because I arrived from Brazil. And during the quarantine, I was sending some resumes and just trying to make some network. But one day before, when my quarantine was almost in the end, in the 13th day, I had the manager of a cafeteria calling me and saying, "Okay, can you come here tomorrow?" And I was like, okay, tomorrow is the last day of my quarantine, and I'm gonna just go and find a job. And yeah, so the first one that I found was easy peasy lemon squeezy. I just went to the place and we did a kind of like interview, just talking. But to be honest, my interview was going from one cafeteria to another one just to like going to take my uniform. So
Oh, wow.
it was so fast and so easy. And the second one, because I think after 1 month, yeah, I start sending some resumes to like daycares and schools and trying to make some contacts. And the first one that I sent uh, called me for an interview, and I got the job. So I start working in my area too. So which was great. So yeah.
That is fantastic. I love that you pointed that out though, because Victoria is a city of, you have to go out there and you have to kind of meet people. So the fact that you went to those interviews and you weren't, afraid to go out there and introduce yourself and go for the interview, it's fantastic. And I love that. I think a lot of, students coming on, like you said, if their visa permits it to work, are going to be thinking about part-time work. So I'm really glad that that you've had that positive experience and that you find it pretty easy in Victoria. That's fantastic. And upwards and onwards, I'm sure you'll continue to do the best that you can. And thank you so much for that. That's really great. All right. And Harsh, do we have anything from you for your experience in Victoria, what you think of it?
Yes, for sure. Actually, everyone else has mentioned it. It's a perfect combination of a big city and nature hikes and trails as well. So, what I would like to mention is about the people here. They're really nice and always supportive. It's just been 3 months I've been in Victoria, and I'm seriously loving it. Like it's awesome. The climate here is beautiful, and also we got as I'm a dog lover, there are many different types of dogs and breeds, and people love people usually when we pass through, they greet us good morning and everything, and I'm just, yeah, wow, I'm amazed by it. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's,
nothing
yeah,
more to speak because everyone else
absolutely.
knows it.
And that's a
Yeah.
great thing to add to everybody's contribution, is that people, I completely agree. People in Victoria are very friendly. They're welcoming. Like you said, you'll walk by them and they'll say hello. And I agree. I love dogs. I'm with you on that. So when I see a dog and they are okay with me petting their dog and you have a little chat. So definitely it's also a way to make friends outside of Camosun. So definitely the people, and in Victoria in general, we're very used to having international students and visitors coming in. So Victoria is a very popular destination for visitors. So when we have such a diverse culture, it's so nice to have a mix of everybody, and people are welcoming. They want to learn from you, and they want to learn about your culture, and they probably want to, like me, try your different foods and try what you have to offer. What's so great about you coming here and is that we get to know you and your culture, and that opens up Victoria and opens up our knowledge of the world. So it's definitely, I think, a give and take. So those are some really great experiences. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit more into Victoria. So we talked about the city and we talked about jobs. I wanted to talk about Victoria. Let's say on a Saturday, what would you guys do on a Saturday? Say day, it's a sunny, beautiful spring, beautiful spring day. What would your day look like? Just so our students can kind of give an idea of what they could be doing on the weekend while they're not in class, besides studying. Do any of you want to take that? It's up to you, whoever wants to take that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends if I have like assignments that I need to do or readings, but I start doing some of the readings like in a park, like nature, because I saw that I could enjoy the time and also like do the readings that I was supposed to do. So yeah, but I think, let me see, weekends, I go to the grocery store too. But if it's sunny, if it's a nice weather, for sure I'm gonna go to some park. For example, Beacon Hill in downtown. It's so easy to go like by bus. The bus just stops in front of the park, so it's great. In there we can go for a walk, we can see people playing. Sometimes we can like play some sports, baseball, because we have space. So yeah, I think it
That's
kind of
awesome.
depends,
I
but
love
it's
that.
amazing.
Have you been to the beaches yet? I personally love the beaches in Victoria. Like, they're beautiful.
Some of them, like this one in Beacon Hill, that is in downtown. Yeah, I am always going there, and all the time that I go, I never get tired, and every time that I go, I just see something new, or yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
wonderful. Thank you for that. That's great. I'll keep you on, or whoever wants to answer. We do have some question in here. All right, so our question coming in is, I think, Greta, you kind of answered this, but we have a question from Joshua. Is it tough on getting a part-time job in COVID situation? So I think, Greta, do you want to talk to that? Because you mentioned employment and that you went from quarantine to finding a job, right? So
Yeah, like one day after. No, I don't think it's hard. Like I know that most of the things you need a network, like someone like going there, talking to the person, just having a kind of introducing moment. But it's not hard. And also lots of places, they offer part-time jobs because they know that you are a student or you have another job. So for example, talking about me, I found this part jobs, like both of them, because the daycare is also part job, and the cafeteria was part job before. I had to choose because of the hours that I was not allowed. So I chose for the daycare. But my husband, for example, he started at the cafeteria, and then he was called for a hotel, and he didn't want to leave the cafeteria. So he's in part-time in both of the jobs. So yeah, it's not hard.
that's great. And great, again, Josh, if you're listening, it's about networking and it's about going out there and meeting some people and having a good resume. And Camosun actually has a staff, international facilitator that helps you make your resume and prepare for a job interview as well. Or you can be like Greta and get out there after your quarantine and go find yourself a job. We have another question here. How do we get a bus pass? Like, how do you get a bus card? Does anybody want to take that on? Pilar? Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, you just need to go to the library. It can be at Interurban or Lansdowne. You just need to show your passport. And that's all. They will give you your Camosun ID. That is something like this.
Ooh.
And which allows you to take the bus with this sticker. And that's all.
That's
everything you
great.
need to do.
And is there a bus from Interurban campus to Lansdowne campus?
Yeah, there is a bus that I think shuttle 1 hour every hour, I think.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Oh, we're finally getting some more questions. Okay, I have another question. So moving to Victoria, we have Carlos is moving to Victoria in June. How did you guys find a place to stay for long term for housing? Ashwini, I see you on camera. Can I call on you?
Yeah. So if you're moving to Victoria, it would be recommended that you start finding your place from your home country only, so that you can be in touch with these people. So what I did, I'll share you my experience. I was in touch with few people through Facebook Marketplace app. So there were a lot of people. You would find that is a quite active platform here. So you would find a lot of ads and regarding everything from house rent to buying stuff. So I connected with few people over the Facebook app, and when I completed my quarantine after 14 days, I went to, down to see 2-3 places, and then I finalized one. But I wasn't talk with people before landing to Victoria because I didn't want it to create a chaos for myself. That okay, in the meantime, I didn't want it to end up, doing everything as the last moment. So that is why I started searching for house when I started planning my travel. So I had ample time to do so.
Great. And to that question, can I add another question, a follow-up, please, if I can? How did you find a place? Is that how you found a place as well for quarantine? Is that the same process?
So for quarantine, I booked an Airbnb. So that is quite an affordable one. And plus the hosts are really warm and welcoming. As you are, new to the country, you might feel that you don't know stuff like that. So that host can actually help you finding stuff. So my host Donna, she was very warm and welcoming. She was very sweet to me. She told me about each and everything in Victoria in the beginning, that how I can find stuff like that, from taking cab from the airport to her place. She explained me each and everything, and she also handed me her number for any kind of emergency. So she was very sweet actually. So
that is so great.
Yeah. So but there are commodities available that can take student for their quarantine as well. So you need to talk to them. What I would recommend, that before booking an Airbnb, you can actually message all your hosts that whether they are comfortable booking for quarantine or not, because there might be few people who are sharing their space. So it would be better if you message them and confirm them first, then book the Airbnb.
Great. And I actually have a request on the chat. Ashwini, can you share the links that you talked about, like that you found housing? Is that okay? In the chat?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I can provide you the name of the pages that I am following that actually help me out. Plus, if you want, so the ads and everything, they come like they're a kind of a live thing, so they get updated as per the need of the owner. So I don't have exactly the link, but yes, I will suggest the pages that I'm following.
Thank you so much. That would be wonderful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your wisdom on that. That's fantastic. All right, we're getting some more questions in here. Okay, so we're gonna just jump around a little bit here. So how to attend online classes? Is any link, like, is it a link provided, or do you log into my Camosun? How do you guys do online? Is anybody doing online right now?
Yeah, there is a platform that is called D2L, where you log in with your Camosun credentials and you attend class from there. It's really easy to use. The platform is called Blackboard. So yeah, that's the way you attend online classes.
Okay, so it is, you log on and you have your credential, and they'll send you the links and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Great. And as while you're here, Pilar, I did have a question back up here from Fabian. Is that bus pass work for one semester, or how does it work? How does the bus pass work?
Yeah, it works for the term that you're a student, but also I think, I don't know if it's always, but for this summer break, for example, that I'm not gonna start this break, you can buy 4 months for a reduced price, and you can still keep using your Camosun ID, taking the bus. Yeah.
And is that the same ID you use just like for like the shuttle for campus, as well as all around town, right? You can get all around town with that Camosun pass.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Awesome. All right, so I'm just going to continue here. Fabian also asked, what documentation is required by Camosun before you travel? Anybody want to take that one on? Oh, yes.
Hello. So before traveling, you will be needing to send your quarantine plan to the college, and you also have to send the arrive-can receipt and the British Columbia's. There is a portal for British Columbia residents also, where you have to sign up for the quarantine. Like, this is your plan for them. Your air ticket, and if you are quarantining in Victoria, then only college will issue you the letter of study and everything. So you have to make sure of that. Otherwise, if you will quarantining anywhere else in Canada, so they'll be telling you that we cannot give you the letter of study to like support your application while you are here in Canada. All they can do is just they can provide you the letter of acceptance, and you have to then tell the immigration officers that uh, why you are here and everything. So it's good that you try to quarantine here in Victoria itself, as it is not that tough, and the college will then give you all the supporting documents which will like help you to justify your stay here in Canada. Yeah.
All right, so supporting documents are very important.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a really great detail. I love that. Thanks for contributing. I'm so glad that these questions are being answered by you guys directly. Thank you. Okay, we have Simran asking again about the bus pass. So anybody can take this if you like. Do you have to, like, it says we have to pay for the bus pass? If yes, how much? So how does the bus pass cost work? Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to saying that. It's the universal sign now. You're on mute.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You can use it anytime and as much as you need or want here at Victoria, and you don't need to pay anything because it is included in your fees. But just to add, the cost of the bus pass is $87, I think.
And that's included in your fees, like you said, right?
Yes. So
yes,
you don't need
perfect.
to pay as students. You don't need to pay for that.
Thank you so much. That was a great question. All right, so let's see here. Should we have to buy books before question about books and materials. Do you have to buy them, like books and everything, before you start a semester? Or how do you know which books to buy? Or should you wait until your first day?
About the books, we have to buy some books. I remember that when I was still in Brazil, I was worried about this because I couldn't have the books going from Canada to Brazil, and would take a long time, and pandemic was making everything worse. So what I did is I bought the virtual books, and which was great because I could use and I could keep in the same way. And all the instructors, they post I think if you go in my Camosun, there is a part that says like academics something, and if you go there you can see like in your plan all the instructors, all the like when you're gonna have this class, if it's gonna be blended, if it's gonna be just online, and there they have like the materials and everything too.
Well, that's nice. So that's even before your class starts, is that right?
Yeah, you can see this before starting the class. So, for example, right now we are gonna have a summer course. So we didn't start, but 3 weeks before, like we were aware about the books and the materials, so we could prepare like even in a financial like talking, you can prepare yourself because you can go there and see how much it will be, and yeah,
Oh, that's
it's really good.
wonderful. All right. So we have a message. Also, just wanted to let you guys know that for the bus, sorry, not the bus pass. Sorry, moving in. We already answered that question. Is there any club in Camosun that I can join? So I guess, you know, oh, yeah, I love it. See, I love when you have the energy. Go ahead, Ashwini.
So yes, you can join clubs over here. I am part of a club that is jack.org Camosun page that is related to mental health, and the people associated with it are, you know, quite enthusiastic about spreading the awareness about mental health and educating people that how mental health actually works. So it's basically student over stigma, how you can overcome all these kind of challenges. So there are several other pages that is available on the website of Camosun. You can just go there. You have to search for the clubs you want to enroll yourself, and you can send the email, and then you're good to go.
That's awesome. Are you guys part of any clubs? Anybody here that they can say they're part of one that you feel is great that you've joined? No? Is there anyone that wants to join one? Like, can you make your own club? Is that possible? You guys know?
Yes, it is possible. Like if there are 5 members who are joining hands to make a club, then you can start your own club. I think we need to send an email. I'm not sure about it. I have to do a little bit of research. But yes, other day I was talking to one of my club members that can I start a club? So they said, yes, you can start a club from beginning from 5 members. You have to send an email, getting an approval, and then you're good to go on that as well.
Okay, so it's an approval process. Is that from the college, just so they know what kind of club you're starting on campus? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. And if you want to join a club, sorry, you might have answered this. How do we join it? Do we just contact the club person?
Yeah, it's on the My Camosun. Sorry, not My Camosun. It's on the Camosun website only. When you will scroll down for clubs, you can actually search clubs, and then it will appear a whole of a list can come in front of you where you can actually search what actually they are working, what subject they're advocating for, and then you can send an email. The email ID is mentioned over there only. You can send an email to one of the whosoever is doing the selection thing, and then they may reply you in a day or two stating the requirement about it, and then you're good to go. You can get into it.
That's great. Thank you so much for that. And as I know some questions coming in about clubs and joining, we are having another, there's a separate session after the panel today from the Student Society. And if you'd like to stay and for that session, you're more than welcome to. And they'll talk about bus passes and joining clubs, and they'll have information about extended healthcare, and there'll be a Q&A session with them. So if you want to stay after this session for that session, you're more than welcome to. So I just want to throw that in there for all of you. All right. I have another one here, another question. I have applied for a student ID. How long does it take to get it done? So how long did it take you guys to get your student ID? Hey, Ashwini, you're back. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you have applied today, you can go to the Camosun College tomorrow library and you can collect it. So it's super fast. It won't take much long.
Wow. Yeah. It's like same day service.
Exactly.
That's great. Thank you so much. That was a great question. Thank you so much for that great awesome. Is it recommended that I bring all my educational credentials and transcripts to Victoria, original and stamped by my government's chancery, please? Plus their translations. Is that necessary? Should they bring their documentation and educational credentials, you guys?
I think it's important because some of the documents you already paid for doing this translate. And yeah, you are going to use this in the future. Like if you want to take a course, or maybe like you just be part of some immigration process, like just being honest from student to student. Yes, bring them because you already have them. And yeah, for sure,
It's good to
like during
have.
the border, I know that some of the officials, they don't ask lots of documents, but some of them, they ask all the documents that you can have. So like this was another great thing about Camosun. I remember that 1 week before coming, they asked me, because I was talking all the time with them through email, and they asked me about the tickets, when I was supposed to come, like everything, what time. And then they sent me lots of documents, like just my LOA, they sent me again, my uh, the letter of acceptance, and like all the, like a letter saying that I was coming to study, that my classes would start January 12th, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, they send me all of the things. So just be prepared.
That's good advice. I like to prepare it. And like you said, you might need them down the line as well. That's great. Absolutely. That's a fantastic. Thank you for that great question as well. What is the most challenging thing about starting at Camosun? Like, what did you find challenging about it? Oh, yeah. Yay. Go ahead, Ashwini. When you guys pop up, I'm just going to assume you want to take the question.
Yeah, so I think each and every one of us has a different kind of challenges that we may face during the from the quarantine process. So basically, the quarantine process is of 14 days. That could be a little, challenging for you for staying in a closed environment for entirely 14 days. So that's a challenging process. But there's a good thing about Camosun, that you would receive a care package. So Mickey from Camosun, she actually comes down to visit you, say hello, and she's the first person you meet in Victoria. So it's like a warmly feeling about that there are people who is actually watching out for you. Secondly, yes, if you are not pre-planned about the accommodation stuff, it could be a little challenging, because you might not find what you are exactly looking for in a certain budget. So yes, I would recommend that you need to plan accordingly. And as said by Greta, from the quarantine period itself, it is really important to start looking for the job and making out your networks, so that when you complete your quarantine, or it's the last day of your quarantine, you may start applying for different kind of jobs, and your resume should be as per the job. It shouldn't be a default resume that you are applying to each and every job. So yes, it should be as per the job, related to the job description. The many of international student fails to do so, because that was my mistake as well. So it took me a little longer than required to find a job. Then I realized that where I'm lacking behind. So that was my limitation with my resume. Plus, they would also require a cover letter along with it. So you need to prepare that beforehand. So in your quarantine period, if you have 14 days of time, you have ample time to prepare your resume and your cover letters as per the job description and as per the job you're looking out for.
That is an excellent point. Thank you for bringing that up. And yes, access our career lab and, our facilitators for that. They'll help you. And thanks for pointing out that it's different, what we put on our resume. We always encourage our students and anybody looking for a job really is to make a focus to that job. That is so important, because the job that you're going for is wanting to know why you can do this job. So, and I also agree that, sometimes different cultures put different things on a resume. Like in Canada, we don't put birthdays, we don't put the SIM number. We usually don't put a picture. So it can be culturally different on what we put on a resume. So yeah.
One more thing I would like to add about Camosun, they actually hold a session for resume writing, and they educate you about your resume, about the ATS process as well. So I attended that. Then I realized that, okay, that was my mistake. So after that, I corrected my resume. So you guys can actually avail those sessions. These are totally free of cost, and that are very, very helpful. And there is 15 minutes of time in which you can one-to-one discuss your resume with the person available. So they all are expertise in their field. They really provide you some valuable advice. I would really recommend that you should attend that session at least once before applying for any job.
Thank you so much. That's great advice. And thank you for sharing your experience. Who wants to go next on some of the challenges of starting at Camosun?
For me, I think that the fact that I was going to learn in a different language, for example, in my personal case, I had to take statistics. And at the beginning for me, it was very challenging, but Camosun has tutoring classes that you can take and they will help you with everything that maybe you don't understand. And yeah, I think that that was a challenge, but they have those tutoring classes that you can attend and they will help you with everything. They will help you to study, and that's something really important.
Absolutely. And you're right. You're starting in a new language and in a new environment, how you learn too, right? So, I think our systems of learning are also sometimes different. So definitely thank you for pointing that out. That's a great one. Greta or Harsh, you guys want to say something?
I think for me, like dealing with anxiety, like, oh my goodness, are they gonna understand me? I'm gonna be able to express myself, or I'm gonna find I'm gonna find a job, or no, or just trying to deal with all this, and plus the assignments and readings. You just feel like, oh my goodness, this is too much. But like through the time and just talking to the instructors and your your friends from the class, like you just feel like relieved. So just give time for yourself to just feel, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? And then you just feel, okay, just time. I just need time.
That's true. It's kind of a culture shock and anxiety of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. Where did you come? Like you said, friends, job, how is it going to go? Great advice though, give it some time. I think all good things do need some time. So thank you for that advice there. Is Harsh, are you still here? Did you want to add anything? I don't see your name on here. Are you still here? Maybe not. Okay, that's all right. We do have another question here. Let me just see here. How about traveling and traveling to start of classes? I was student here. I will start on May 3rd, and I would like to travel by June 1st. Any questions about, any answers or comments about traveling and how your experience was? Is anybody still here?
Yeah,
yes. Go ahead, Ashwini.
So I started my online class in before coming to Victoria. So yes, as your classes are starting on May 3rd, you can travel to Victoria after that. And plus, yes, you have to make sure that whatever classes you're taking, if there is any kind of mid-sem or something like that, you inform your instructor so that you can plan your travel accordingly. Because once you will log into, attend your first class on May 3rd, you will be provided all of your schedule, in which they will mention all the important dates, upcoming important dates. So you can actually plan your schedule as per the assignment deadlines and exams. So yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you for that. And I also, in the chat box here, we do have, just to let everybody know that there is a WhatsApp group that's been initiated for people who are traveling and starting their program in May 2021. So if you look at the chat, I'm sure you guys will see it on there. Okay, so continuing on with our questions. I'm not sure if you guys can answer this one. At which email we can give updates about our visa process to Camosun College? So I think you guys do actually know this one. So who did you guys keep updated with your travel and what's going on? Pilar, Greta, Ashwini, any one of you ladies?
I think it's the email that Antonio just posted right now. It's international admissions, international underline admissions at camonsunbc.ca. Yeah.
Wonderful. Antonio had a question for us here. How do you get into tutoring sessions? Has anybody done this yet?
So, if I talk about tutoring, I have been part of it once. So it was for my subject finance. So it will be advised by your instructor that how are you going to, avail these kind of session, and since when you will be able to avail. These are totally free of cost, initiated by Camosun. So yes, it is specific to the course. So mine was financial management, which was a little difficult one. So for that, we were, given an option for availing tutoring for ourselves.
Okay, so your teachers kind of supported you with that as
Yeah,
well.
of
Okay.
course. Plus, if you have any kind of doubts, you can book an appointment with your instructor, so that everything would be, told by it will be communicated on the first day of the class.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I love that there's a support there. And is this still something that you can access online if you want it?
There are several, study materials that is available, but yes, for that you need to start the class. So, commencing this class is important. So before that, I don't think it is available.
Great, thank you so much. And we have Martha here saying, thank you so much for the information. And she's wondering, did anybody travel with their family? Greta, you think you said your husband was with you, but did anybody come with their family here?
Yeah, my husband came with me, but I also know more like Brazilian families that live really near me, and that they came with like husband and also kids and pets. So yeah.
And pets?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I need to know that one. How do you do that?
Yeah, and they have like lots of experience to share, like bringing their cat and also dog. So yeah, but most of them they didn't have like any problem. Like if you have the documentation and if you applied for all of your family members, it's gonna be like okay, no problem.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, that's cool. I think it's been cool and interesting that there's pets. Pilar, did you want to add anything? You're more than welcome to if you wanted to add something to that, or?
No, I already came here with my husband, but I think is really important is for families who are traveling with kids or with babies to apply for those daycare programs. I think that is something, I don't know about that, but I think it's really important to apply for those daycares.
Thank
for
you.
babies.
Wonderful. That's a great piece of advice. And, to add on to that, thank you for that and your experience with that. Anybody here? So we have a comment here. On my Camosun account, my 3 courses is already registered by Camosun. I want to study 4 courses in my first semester. Who would you ladies, and I think Harsh maybe is gone, who would you talk to about this? Any one of you ladies? Greta or Ashwini?
The leader of your program would be the best person, I think, for you to talk. You could explain your reasons, because most of the time, if Camosun or like it's planning to offer 3 or register you for 3 courses, it's because this would be a good advice, I think. But if you want to take 4 courses, which is okay, you just need to talk to your instructor, like the leader of your program, explain your reasons, and probably she or he will explain the reasons for them to be registering you on 3 courses. So yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Greta. Any ladies, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I would like to add on one thing. So there are instances in which few courses are prerequisite that requires to be completed in the first semester, and then only you will be able to enroll for other subjects. So you need to get in touch with the international advisors or international admissions to clarify that what subject you want to take, and then they can, for the first semester, they can enroll you for that particular course.
Thank you so much. That's great to add on there. Pilar, did you have anything? I know you popped up as well. You're more than welcome to.
No.
Okay,
No,
great.
that's very good.
And also, just so you know, because Camosun does register our first time students, if you want to add a fourth course to your schedule, please do contact by email our international/advising@camosun.bc.ca, and you can connect with them as well, and you can talk about the course as you want, and maybe if you want to add on a course as well. So thank you so much for that. That was fantastic. Okay, as we're kind of winding down, time flies when you're having fun. Can our beautiful and great panel just share with us? Oh, wait, we have another question. Can you change your major after a semester? Oh, that is a good question. That's something that our team can actually support you. Our students may not have the answers. Our panel may not have the answer to that. So please connect with your advisor on that if you have a desire to change your major. So thanks for that great question. All right, to wrap it up, can you please share with us what is your favorite part about being at Camosun? And if you want to add Victoria into that mix, that's well. So let's hear your favorite parts about being at Camosun, or Victoria. Who wants to go first? Ashwini, Greta, Pilar. I think Harsh, if you're still here, I'd love to hear from you too.
Yes, so I would like to go first. So best thing about Camosun, as I've already stated, is the instructors. I am so in awe with the instructor. Like, they are so helpful and they are so responsive. Even we are, connected through the online medium, but trust me, it is my experience when I say that. Even if I had a minor query and I've sent an email to my instructor, he or she has addressed at the utmost, speed they can. So yeah, that is the best thing about it. Plus, as I've already told you, that Camosun is more of a community thing. So you won't feel like a left out over here. So it's a community, it's a diversified culture. Each and everybody is from other part of the country. Even if someone is from Canada, they are very warm and welcoming. So Camosun is a great place to be. Plus, it has its own value. It supports several causes, and Camosun is always on hype for a good cause, of course. So yes, being part of Camosun is something you must be proud about, like I am.
Oh, thank you. That's so lovely. All right. Can't wait to hear the other ones. Pilar?
Yeah, so I think that having the opportunity to connect with students from everywhere around the world, and as I mentioned before, I think that the academic level is really good. You are gonna learn a lot, and as Shuni mentioned, the instructors are very helpful. And one thing that I want to add, and I think that is really important as a student living this new experience, is to plan your weeks, because you are going to have quizzes, assignments, and you should like aware of meet those deadlines. So at the beginning, it may be overwhelming, but once you like to start to have the routine, it will become easy. So I think it's really important to plan your weeks.
Oh, that's good advice. Planning.
Yeah.
You hear that, everybody?
Planning.
Plan your week.
Yeah.
I like that. That's great advice. Thank you so
Yes.
much. All right, Greta, do you have anything to add to what is your favorite part about Camosun or Victoria?
Yeah, I think I agree with Pilar, because like talking to lots of people and having the opportunity to learn more about different traditions and cultures. This is something amazing. And just like not having the feeling that you are alone, like you are here with lots of other international students that are going through lots of similar things that you are living. So yeah, I think this is great. And um like the instructors, they are so kind and so like they just see you, they see you and they hear you. This is amazing. So yeah,
Thank
I
you.
remember the first time that it was snowing, I received one email of one of my instructors saying like, Greta, I know that this is the first snow that you were seeing, so I just want to let you know that I'm here thinking of you, and go enjoy, have fun. And this for me was amazing, was such a beautiful gesture. So yeah, it's great.
That is so beautiful. And I love that, the thought was behind that. That's so fantastic. Do we have Harsh here still? Are you still here, Harsh?
Yes.
Oh, hi,
Yes.
you're back.
I,
All
yeah.
right.
So sorry, I think I had some network issues, so
Oh,
I need to left.
that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm actually we're gonna end with you. I know we have so many great questions, but because we have
Sure.
one last question coming in, I have 2 questions for you. Okay. What is your favorite part about being at Camosun? And what are some interesting places that you like to visit in Victoria that you've seen?
Okay, so the first question about the Camosun, my favorite part about Camosun, as I said, the support given by Camosun is the best part of it. And beside that, the professors are good. Their input and towards education, towards everything is like it's a big thing for me. And coming to the second one, my favorite place in Victoria, you can say recently I had been to Mount Finlayson and I loved it. So the hike there is quite good. So a new student should visit that one. It's a bit of risky, but yeah, what taking a risk.
That's awesome. Worth the risk. That's great to know.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Lovely panel. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I think the new students coming in really appreciate it. It's always wonderful to hear firsthand of how experiences at Camosun and Victoria are. And thank you so much for being here this morning with us to share your experience.